Before we even start, what is true? What button are you going to have to push at some point, excuse me, when you're looking for an angle? Inverse. Okay, I want you to start making that connection. If it's an angle, at some point in this process, we're going to have to do the inverse cosine. Because inverse is how you find the angles. Okay, so somewhere in there, we're going to have to push the inverse button. So let's draw number one. Here's number one. Here's a triangle. A, B, C. Here are the angles, or 10, 11, 13. What category would this be? Close. Side, side, side. Okay, this one's the easiest out of all of them because they're all sides, right? So side, side, side. Okay. Side, side, side is law of cosines. They want, I didn't tell you what they wanted. They want angle C. Okay, so everybody good? Side, side, side. Does that make sense? White side, side. Okay. Now, look at the formulas. Let's look back at the top of your page. Out of the three formulas, which one's the only one that has angle C? The bottom one. Okay, so this is the one we're gonna have to use. Okay, so let's rewrite it. Angle C. So that would be C squared equals A squared plus, oh man, A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C. Okay, this is the part, guys. Here's where I need you to have pay a lot of attention to this. Okay, this is the hardest part about doing this. So I know this is side C, right? This is side C. This is side B. This is side A. Okay, so I know all three sides. Okay, so in this formula, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this. The only thing I don't know is C. That's what I want. So we're gonna have to solve this equation for C, which is really easy, but you just have to watch how it's done. Okay, so I have to move all these other things away from C so that I can solve for C. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's do it. Okay, here's the middle part. Okay, so C squared is already on the left, so I'm gonna leave it there because I want to get stuff away from C. So the first thing I need to move out of the way is the A squared. How do I move A squared to this side? Minus, yeah, so minus A squared. Now it's gone. How do we move B squared to the left side? Minus, because it's adding, so minus B squared. Make sure if what I say doesn't make sense, you speak up so I can say it differently, okay? Because it has to make sense to you. Everybody good so far? What's happening between the 2 and the A and the B? They're all multiplying. A and B are just numbers in a minute, but right now they're just multiplying, right? So what happens when you multiply three numbers? Doesn't it just make a number, right? So all these together, you have to think of them as a single number because they're just multiplying all times each other, okay? So what is this one number doing to cosine? What are they doing to each other? Multiplying. So if I want to move this bubble over here to the left, since it's multiplying, the opposite would be divide, okay? So I'm going to divide both sides by that. When I do that, that cancels because I divided both sides by it. Now I'm here. Okay, is everybody on the boat? That makes sense what I did there? Ethan? Good? Okay. Okay, so here's the last step. I need not cosine C, I need angle C. So how do I separate cosine from the C? Let me rephrase that question. How do you solve for angles? Inverse. That's the way you separate. Okay, so angle C equals the inverse cosine. That's how you split the cosine from the angle. Of what? Of all that stuff. Of all this. Now you solve that formula for what you needed it for angle C. So now that it's solved for what we needed, we just chunk the numbers into the formula. Okay, so I want you to do that again, because again, there's a lot of places to mess it up. Make sure you're in degree mode. The top two, are those negative signs or minus signs? Minus, okay, because they're in between numbers. The bottom one is not a minus sign, it's a negative sign. So with this calculator, you have to be careful, okay? The numbers for these, so C, let me make sure I labeled the same way on this. Yeah, so C, that's 10, that's a 10, A's a 13, 13, 11, 11. There's the numbers. So it just has to look exactly like that. I would put it in as a fraction. That way you don't accidentally mess up. So alpha y equals makes it look like a fraction. Make sure you're using the inverse cosine, not the regular cosine. So a lot of places, again, where you can mess up on the calculator. That's what I'm trying to like stress that. So angle C to the nearest tenth. What are you guys getting? That way we can check with each other. 48.4 degrees. Can we get some more 48.4s? Yes. -2. Okay, -2. If you're getting an error and you call me over, that's the first thing I'm looking at, is if you put a minus sign down here. That's usually the most common mistake. It has to be the negative. The negative is the one next to the decimal. Okay, call me over, guys. If you're not getting 48.4, call